Have you ever woken up in the morning only to feel that familiar ache in your knees or stiffness in your fingers? If you're nodding along right now, you're not alone. Joint pain is something many people experience as they get older, and while it's common, that doesn't mean you have to accept it as a permanent part of your life. What if I told you there's a way to ease that discomfort? Not with expensive medications or complicated treatments, but with something as simple as the food you eat. Today, we're diving into 5 powerful foods that can help banish joint pain after 60, and they might just work better than medicine. Now, before we get into the specifics, let me ask you this. When was the last time you thought about how the food on your plate could impact your joints? Most of us think about diet in terms of weight management or heart health, but what we eat plays an enormous role in reducing inflammation, supporting cartilage repair, and keeping our joints moving smoothly. And here's the best part. These foods aren't exotic superfoods you'll struggle to find or break the bank to buy. They're everyday ingredients you can easily incorporate into your meals starting today. In this video, we'll explore how simple changes to your diet can make a big difference in how your joints feel, whether it's swapping out one ingredient for another or adding a new food to your grocery list. These small adjustments can lead to noticeable improvements over time. By the end, you'll have a clear plan to nourish your body and ease the discomfort that's been holding you back. So grab a cup of tea, sit back, and let's dive in. Let's start with one of the most powerful anti-inflammatory foods out there, turmeric. You've probably seen turmeric popping up in recipes or health articles lately, and for good reason. This bright yellow spice contains a compound called curcumin, which has been shown to reduce inflammation throughout the body, including in your joints. Think of it as nature's ibuprofen, but without the side effects. Studies suggest that curcumin can be as effective as some over-the-counter pain relievers, making it a game-changer for anyone dealing with chronic joint discomfort. The great thing about turmeric is how versatile it is. You can sprinkle it into soups, stews, or roasted vegetables, or even blend it into a smoothie. If you're not sure where to start, try making a simple golden milk latte by mixing turmeric powder with warm milk, dairy or plant-based, a pinch of black pepper to boost absorption, and a touch of honey for sweetness. It's soothing, delicious, and packed with benefits for your joints. Just remember, consistency is key. Adding turmeric to your routine regularly will give you the best results. Now, let's talk about another powerhouse food, fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, or sardines. These fish are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which are natural inflammation fighters. Omega-3s help lower the levels of inflammatory chemicals in your body, giving your joints a chance to heal and recover. For seniors, this is especially important because chronic inflammation is often the root cause of joint pain and stiffness. By including more omega-3 rich foods in your diet, you're not just easing discomfort, you're also supporting your overall health. If you're not a fan of fish, don't worry. There are other ways to get those essential omega-3s. Flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts are excellent plant-based alternatives. Try sprinkling ground flaxseed on your oatmeal, tossing chia seeds into a yogurt parfait, or munching on a handful of walnuts as a snack. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Even small additions can make a difference over time. Another food that deserves a spot on your plate is ginger. Like turmeric, ginger has potent anti-inflammatory properties, but it also acts as a natural pain reliever. Many people turn to ginger tea when they're feeling under the weather, but its benefits go beyond soothing a sore throat. Incorporating fresh ginger into your cooking can help ease joint pain and improve mobility. Grate it into stir-fries, steep it in hot water for tea, or add it to marinades for an extra kick of flavor and healing power. One of my favorite ways to use ginger is in a simple salad dressing. Combine freshly grated ginger with olive oil, lemon, juice, a bit of honey, and a dash of salt. Drizzle it over greens, grains, or grilled vegetables for a meal that's both satisfying and supportive of your joint health. Little touches like this remind us that taking care of ourselves doesn't have to feel like a chore. It can be enjoyable, even indulgent. As we continue exploring these incredible foods, let's pause for a moment to reflect on why they matter so much. Joint pain isn't just physical. It affects your mood, your energy, and your ability to enjoy life. When your joints ache, it's easy to feel frustrated or stuck. But here's the stoic lesson in all of this. We may not always control what happens to our bodies, but we can control how we respond. By choosing foods that nurture and heal, you're taking charge of your well-being and reclaiming your freedom to move, explore, and live fully. Now that we've covered turmeric, fatty fish, and ginger, let's move on to another unsung hero for joint health. Leafy greens, spinach, kale, and Swiss chard aren't just nutritional powerhouses, they're also rich in antioxidants and compounds that fight inflammation. Plus, they're incredibly easy to add to your meals. Whether you toss them into a smoothie, saute them as a side dish, or layer them into sandwiches, leafy greens are a simple yet impactful way to support your joints. But wait, there's still one more food we need to discuss. One that might surprise you. It's something you've likely enjoyed countless times without realizing its potential to ease joint pain. Stay with me, because next, we'll uncover how this final food ties everything together and gives you even more tools to feel your best. Let's talk about that final food, cherries. Yes, those sweet, juicy little fruits you might associate with summertime desserts or breakfast toppings are actually a secret weapon for joint health. Cherries, especially tart cherries, are loaded with antioxidants and compounds called anthocyanins, which give them their deep red color and powerful anti-inflammatory properties. In fact, studies have shown that consuming cherries can significantly reduce inflammation markers in the body, making them particularly helpful for conditions like arthritis or general joint stiffness. What makes cherries so appealing is how easy they are to incorporate into your diet. You don't need to eat them fresh to reap the benefits. Frozen cherries, cherry juice, or even dried cherries work just as well. Try blending frozen cherries into a smoothie for a cool, refreshing treat, or sip on a glass of unsweetened cherry juice in the morning. If you're someone who enjoys baking, adding dried cherries to oatmeal cookies or granola bars is a tasty way to enjoy their healing properties. The key is finding ways to include them regularly, whether as a snack, a drink, or an ingredient in your favorite recipes. Now, let's take a moment to think about how all these foods work together. Turmeric, fatty fish, ginger, leafy greens, and cherries each bring something unique to the table, but when combined, they create a synergy that amplifies their benefits. For example, turmeric and ginger team up to tackle inflammation from multiple angles, while fatty fish and cherries provide essential nutrients that repair and protect your joints. Leafy greens round out the mix by offering a broad spectrum of vitamins and minerals that support overall health. Together, they form a dietary foundation that not only eases joint pain, but also promotes vitality and resilience. But here's the thing, it's not just about what you add to your plate, it's also about what you limit. Many seniors unknowingly consume foods that exacerbate inflammation and worsen joint pain. Processed snacks, sugary drinks, and fried foods might taste good in the moment, but they can trigger inflammatory responses in your body, leaving your joints feeling worse than before. This is where Stoicism comes into play again. The philosophy teaches us to focus on what we can control, and in this case, that means being mindful of the choices we make at mealtime. Instead of viewing this as a restriction, think of it as an opportunity to prioritize foods that truly nourish you. For instance, if you're craving something sweet, reach for a handful of cherries instead of a candy bar. If you're looking for a crunchy snack, try roasted chickpeas or walnuts instead of chips. These swaps might seem small, but they add up over time, creating a ripple effect that supports your joints and your overall well-being. Another important aspect of managing joint pain through diet is hydration. While water isn't technically a food, it plays a critical role in keeping your joints lubricated and functioning smoothly. Cartilage, the flexible tissue that cushions your joints, is made up mostly of water, so staying hydrated ensures it remains supple and effective. Many people underestimate how much water they need, especially as they age, because the sensation of thirst can diminish over time. Aim to drink plenty of fluids throughout the day, whether it's plain water, herbal teas, or broths. Pairing proper hydration with these anti-inflammatory foods will help you feel even better. Speaking of consistency, let's talk about how to make these changes stick without feeling overwhelmed. Transitioning to a joint-friendly diet doesn't mean overhauling your entire eating pattern overnight. Instead, focus on gradual, manageable adjustments. Start by incorporating one new food at a time. For example, add turmeric to your evening meal or swap out a processed snack for a handful of cherries. Once that becomes a habit, introduce another change. Over time, these small shifts will become second nature, and you'll barely notice the effort it took to get there. It's also helpful to frame these changes as acts of self-care rather than obligations. When you sit down to enjoy a piece of fatty fish or sip on a warm cup of ginger tea, remind yourself that you're doing something kind for your body. This mindset shift aligns beautifully with Stoic principles, which emphasize gratitude and acceptance of the present moment. By focusing on what you can do to support your health, you empower yourself to live fully and gracefully, regardless of age. Now, let's take a step back and consider the broader impact of these dietary choices. Joint pain doesn't exist in isolation. It affects nearly every aspect of your life, from your ability to move freely to your emotional well-being. When your joints feel stiff or achy, it's easy to withdraw from activities you once loved, whether it's gardening, dancing, or simply taking a leisurely walk. But by nourishing your body with these healing foods, you're not just easing discomfort, you'll reclaim your health. Let's bring it all together now. We've talked about turmeric, fatty fish, ginger, leafy greens, cherries, and the importance of staying hydrated, each one a powerful tool for easing joint pain and supporting your overall health. But here's what's truly remarkable. These foods aren't just about managing symptoms. They're about creating a lifestyle that honors your body and keeps you moving freely. When you nourish yourself with intention, you're not just treating joint pain, you're investing in your ability to live fully and joyfully. Think about how much easier life becomes when your joints feel strong and supple. You can chase after your grandkids, tend to your garden, or take that morning walk without wincing in discomfort. These moments may seem small, but they add up to something extraordinary. Freedom. Freedom to do the things you love, to stay active, and to embrace each day with confidence. And isn't that what we all want as we grow older? The Stoics remind us that true fulfillment comes from within, from how we choose to respond to challenges and care for ourselves. By adopting these dietary habits, you're choosing resilience over resignation, strength over stagnation. Now, let's talk about sustainability. Making these changes isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Some days, you might find it easy to whip up a turmeric-infused dish or snack on cherries. Other days, life gets busy, and that's okay. The goal is to keep moving forward, even if it's just one small step at a time. Maybe you start by swapping out one inflammatory food for an anti-inflammatory option each week. Or perhaps you commit to drinking an extra glass of water every day. Whatever it is, celebrate those efforts because they matter. Every choice you make adds up, creating a ripple effect that benefits your body and mind. Another way to stay consistent is to share this journey with others. Whether it's a spouse, a friend, or a community group, having someone to cheer you on can make all the difference. Try cooking a joint-friendly meal together, swapping recipes, or simply checking in to see how each other's progress is going. Not only does this foster connection, but it also reinforces your commitment to healthier habits. Plus, sharing your successes, no matter how small, can inspire others to take charge of their own well-being too. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with a final thought. Your body has carried you through decades of life, and it deserves care, attention, and respect. Joint pain doesn't have to define your later years. It's just a signal that your body needs a little extra support. By incorporating these foods into your diet and embracing the wisdom of Stoicism, you're showing yourself the kindness and gratitude you deserve. You're proving that age is not a limitation, but an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Before we close, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these foods are you most excited to try, or is there one you already enjoy? Have you noticed any changes in your joint health since making adjustments to your diet? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories and cheer you on. And if you found this video helpful, please take a moment to like it and subscribe to the channel. We're here to support you every step of the way with practical advice and inspiration to help you live your best life. Here's to feeling lighter, moving freely, and embracing each day with energy and joy. Remember, small changes can lead to big results, and it's never too late to start taking better care of yourself. Thank you for joining me today, and until next time, stay strong, stay curious, and keep shining.